What's up, folks? This is Crypto with James talking to you today about Bitcoin at the moment. Um, yesterday was a weird day in terms of retracements, then gains, then retracements, then gains. Ended up overnight, which is good. So I'm going to look at what's happening with Bitcoin, and the implications for the crypto market. Before I do, as always, I update my spreadsheet. The first 26 coins that I spoke about on YouTube. If you invested $100 into each one when I release the videos and you're still holding those bags, you'd be sitting on $45,191 profit. Add in your $2,600 investment, sitting on $47,700. Phantom's leading the way. That was a Udemy course I did where I said it'd be the best investment of the year. It's currently up 246x. I've had every single one of these at one point or another. Closed positions, damn near all of them in profit, apart from Grin, and reinvest that money into new cryptos. If you want to see the cryptos I'm in, check out Copy My Cryptos, where I've built and designed a portfolio that's set to maximize gains, minimize risk in a bull cycle that we don't have tons of time left. And the coins I have are set for massive growth. They've been outperforming the market week after week after week. My biggest holders continue to do very, very well. And if you want to build your wealth, you want to maximize your own gains, and you want to be in a better position when the inevitable bear cycle happens and you've got more money to invest, then join Copy My Crypto. Click the link in the description. Right, Bitcoin. God damn. So it ended up recovering pretty bloody well, to be fair, So closed or started today around 44,900, and is currently sitting on 45,800. And it did test this sort of line of resistance around the 43,000 mark yesterday and recovered really well to have a decent close, and then started the new day in really good bullish momentum. Is trying to tackle that 200-day moving average, so I'm expecting that to bounce back down because that's a line of resistance right now. But there is so much to actually have a look at with regards to with Bitcoin at the moment. Golden Cross is coming. I'm sure everyone's heard about this. Golden Cross is a lagging indicator, but it does signal that the market is heading bullish. The last time that there was an actual Golden Cross was in May of 2020, which pretty much signaled the start of a really good run for Bitcoin. So if that's to occur again, that will be great news. Obviously, the moment that a Golden Cross happens, it is feasible that Death Cross comes shortly thereafter. So we'll keep an eye on that, but that should happen within the next day or two. But more than that, realistically, what's very interesting about Bitcoin at the moment, and continues to be interesting, is the on-chain data. The on-chain data is consistently starting to be more bullish. So in the last, based on the 7-day moving average, Bitcoin's on-chain volume is going up consistently. Actually, on-chain about 11.2 billion as of where we're at today or yesterday. So the 7-day moving average is starting to really show a bullish sentiment within Bitcoin. There's a lot more volume. We've also seen the accumulation start to increase yet again. So if we have a look, number of new Bitcoin addresses in the 7-day moving average in the last in the last month or so, we have steadily started increasing in terms of new addresses for Bitcoin. Nowhere close to when we peaked out. Well, actually, not that far, but around when we were peaking in the earlier bull cycle, there were at the peak around 432,000 new addresses. So we're sitting on 400,000, so we're not actually that far away. Nothing compared to the bull cycle in 2007-18. Now, transactions on the Bitcoin network as well are starting to increase. Again, what we can see is we had a real downturn in terms of daily transactions. Obviously, this is a 7-day moving average chart, but really did drop. And since really July, daily transactions have started picking up again. Again, the peak of this past cycle, we were looking at around the 331,000 mark. So there's a bit of a way to go. It's got to increase by about 100,000 or so in terms of transactions. But yeah, it's looking very, very interesting. Now, in terms of Bitcoin accumulation as well, we're seeing more interesting information there. Now, Bitcoin addresses with over so many million or so many dollars. So the number of addresses with $1,000 or more in Bitcoin have steadily been increasing for the past couple of months. The number of addresses with over $10,000 has increased over the last month or so. When we zoom in a bit more onto the obviously the $10 million mark and the $1 million mark, that's not changed dramatically. But what we do know is there's been tons of buys from whales lately. So if we have a look in terms of Bitcoin whales or whale buys, so I think we talked about this recently as well. It might have been yesterday. So Willy Woo, actually, I'll quote Willy Woo. So Willy Woo on Twitter said entities holding 1,000 Bitcoin or more bought more Bitcoin during the recent correction rather than sold. So you've got Bitcoin whales selling and buying, and what you can see is the accumulation began happening throughout the most recent dips. It shows that the whale holdings have been growing since Bitcoin bounced from below 30,000 in July. So actually, they've continually been buying. We know MicroStrategy did another big buy recently. And it was added that whales are not the only investor cohort accumulating Bitcoin. The on-chain analyst says wallets with less than 10 Bitcoin continue to rise over time, and that's what we've just seen as well. So $100,000 Bitcoin is critical for Satoshis being the unit of account. 0.01% per sat is something most people can grasp easily. Which, yeah, he's not wrong. I do, and he's talking about the 100. So he's talking about the 100K Bitcoin. Now, I do believe that Bitcoin will hit 100 grand. I think there'll be a ton of resistance. The moment, I could see it hitting 100K and having a quite dramatic correction. It's going to have a problem hitting 100K as well. Like trying, the resistance up at that level is going to be very high. But yeah, Willy Woo is also talking about their difference in this cycle. The latest stuff we can see in the data between the investors is that it's not going to repeat, and this cycle is not a 2013 double pump and a blow off top. This is completely different. This is the new 2020 onward cycle, which we've never seen before. If you look on chain, it's completely different structure. Never seen it before. This is very, very promising. We're going to have another run, and forget December sell-off, which has happened every other top. So Willy Woo believes that the bull cycle will continue into 2022. I'm not so convinced on that, but we will see. And then, yeah, and obviously in terms of Bitcoin whales buying up, we've seen, 336,000 traders were liquidated in Tuesday's crash last week. And there is a general belief that Bitcoin is now going to start tackling and retesting the 55K mark sooner rather than later. But it's going to be a real interesting week because, again, you know, when you look at the way the charts were set up yesterday, it looked almost certain, especially after that bloody candle, it looked certain that there was going to be a downward trajectory, and it just, or literally after the second red candle, it just started recovering, had again another dip, you know, tried to tackle that 200-day moving average. 200, and that's not 200-day, that's 230 minutes moving average, but tried to tackle it, got bounced back off the resistance. More accurately, I'd probably look at the spider line, bounced off the spider line, and then blasted up. Yeah, it's Bitcoin lately, surprising moves. I think most analysts yesterday expected Bitcoin to finish the day around the $43,000 mark. So it's really positive that it's been moving in an upward trajectory. In terms of the winners today, Mina, CeeLo, Synthetics, Perpetual Protocol, Icon, Cosmos, Hedera Hashgraph, eCash, all seem to be good winners today. But yeah, you know, if the trend of Bitcoin continues in positive momentum, and bear in mind the daily candle was red yesterday, closed red. But if it can build some positive momentum from here, I don't see why we don't start tackling the 50K mark by the end of the week, or by the weekend. So it's a few rungs to go up, but certainly doable. But if Bitcoin continues to move up and we're seeing the accumulation from big money, that's a big sign that the market is moving very, very bullish, along with your golden cross, along with your historical sentiment of what happens with a golden cross. We could really see Bitcoin have a good run in this week, and then altcoins will always have a good run thereafter. So it's pretty exciting. That's it for me. If you're new to crypto, check out Copy My Cryptos, where I share my live portfolio I've built and designed to maximize gains in this bull cycle. My biggest holders have outperformed the market monumentally well. If you want to be a part of those gains, you want to build your wealth before the end of this bull cycle so that you've got more money to invest in the bear cycle, then join Copy My Crypto. That's it from me. Take care. Bye-bye.